Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the finale of season 5 of Cobra Kai. Hopefully you guys are excited for today's episode. I am. This is the third episode in a row that I have watched, and I cannot wait to see what we have in store for us in this finale. So last episode we seen Johnny, Chosen and Daniel LaRusso look like they've been kidnapped by Terry. Now we know that there's no end to Terry's possibilities, what he's willing to do, isn't it? We've seen John Creese is already in prison. We've seen Stingray get beaten up, and then obviously we've seen the extreme lengths he's willing to go to by fixing karate tournaments for Cobra Kai to be on top. And the fact is that obviously as he brought the international committee to see Cobra Kai, and he was trying to obviously impress them, and Daniel and Johnny come in and actually took a bit of the light away from them and got themselves introduced and inducted into the tournament as well. Now he wants to get revenge even more, doesn't he? He wants to obviously stamp his foot down and show that he's in the position of power. And after everybody's been out celebrating, finding out that Johnny and Carmen are having a baby, you know, Carmen and Amanda have decided to call it a night and go home, and the lads have decided to have a few more drinks and get off in Louis' limo, which has now obviously been taken by, it looks like, an associate of Silver. Now, where's that going to go? Are they going to crash it? Are they going to try and injure them and kill them? Wouldn't surprise me. Are they going to park up somewhere, open the door, get out, and there's going to be loads of senseis there ready to have a big fight with them? Personally, that's obviously what I want to happen. They're not going to die, in my opinion. I would like them to actually pull up and there'd be loads of people and we just have a big, massive, old scrap. That'd be really good. We love the karate, we love the action. Speaking of action, last few episodes have had quite a bit of it. That's what we like to see, more the merrier. That's why I'm excited that this actual tournament, global, is going to hopefully happen next season, because endless possibilities of introduction of characters, dojos, senseis, you know, new storylines. That's what we like to see. But obviously, last episode, we did see, obviously at the end of episode 8, that Tori did go over to Sam and express that she didn't actually lose the All Valley tournament. It was a fix. And then as we started episode 9, Sam wasn't actually all happy and grateful for this information. She was actually fuming and fighting Tori. And you know, she's saying that she's held on for it for so long. You know, she's been lying to him all this time. And Tori's like, screw this, sack it, I'm gone. She went back to Cobra Kai. Now, really, she didn't actually get no punishment from Cobra Kai for not turning up to fight in that little dojo introduction. You know, when she bounced and, you know, Devin Lee had to come in, she actually just went back and she was training. Now, her sensei started to get her rattled a little bit. They wanted her to stay and start punching some stone brick, like stone planks or whatever you want to call them. It was like a full human body, and he wanted to punch the head, punch it. And she was doing it. Her hand was all bleeding. She was getting in her head. She was saying that you care more about Robbie Keane than you do about the dojo. And obviously, Tori's replied saying, mate, I broke up with Robert to stay in this dojo, you bitch. And she punched it and smashed it, and it was pretty decent. She went back home, she was icing her hand, you know what I mean? She was getting herself, you know, like, into recovery. And then knock on the door, Sam's come in, she's speaking to her, she's saying, look mate, you know, I really do appreciate you obviously telling me this information. I know I've had problems in the past, we need to work together to try and take down Cobra Kai. I know what it's like for him to have the claws in you and pull you in and make you believe that you need this and that, but there's more, you know, more dojos, more people. Maybe we can obviously work together and obviously take down Silver. They also found out information from Stingray, who didn't directly say that Terry beat him up. He used a D&D explanation by saying, you know, like, there's a wizard and he's come and he's destroyed this and this, and he just told the whole story so they know the whole facts, that it was obviously Terry that beat him up and it wasn't Creese, and obviously he's been setting it up, and now obviously he's fixing tournaments, doing a Satori and Robbie and willing to do all this extreme stuff. Mate, it's going to be exciting, and I cannot wait to find out what this finale has in store. So thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into the finale, season 5 of Cobra Kai.
This is it. End of the line. A guy like me in a place like this, I'm just wasted away. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Learned some hard lessons. Every memory of me will be erased.
Says who?
The best student I ever had.
Do you reckon he's playing it or what?
Now I have lost him. For good.
Use your remaining time to write yourself an ending that you can be proud of.
Oh. Got the blood is spreading though. Nah, mate. If he's dead, I'm going to be fuming. I actually am, because I actually really like John Creese. And I was going to say, mate, I didn't know if he was playing the counsellor then. Do you know what I mean? Maybe digressing into a situation where, obviously, before he was kissing ass, maybe if he digressed and pretended to actually be caring and listen and slowly advancing your stages of your emotion. You could play it that way. That's what I thought he was doing. And then obviously he's gone in here. He's been stabbed, mate, a few times. Look like he actually is dead, which I'm a bit salty about. Let's see where it goes, because, you know, that's not really the best way to get Creese out of the show completely, is it? I would just rather him not even been in this season at all, and we just said that he's in prison, that Terry put him there. Do you know what I mean?
Hands off him. I was fine before you showed up. Next thing I know, there's a pile of ashes where my store was.
But Silver is the one who's responsible. He burned down your store. He's made all of our lives a living hell.
I destroyed my world. What do you want me to do? Just sit here and take it like a bitch? I'm gonna go over there and beat the living shit out of him.
Yes.
I like it, innit? I like it.
Bad boy's right, man. You've been with us for too long. It's time to put Pandora back in the box.
We're not gonna ride for justice like some party limo posse.
Okay, so 3 of them are going now.
There's a server in his office at the flagship dojo.
Well, if we could get access to it, we could definitely find that footage. We could even post that Stingray clip to their YouTube channel.
I've said this multiple times, right? But like, if somebody's so smart like Terry, he's willing to go to the extremes, yeah, he's not going to be stupid enough. Well, he is going to be, because it's a TV show, but you wouldn't be stupid enough to keep your hard drive backups of your memories of your cameras that are inside, obviously, the store, innit? Wouldn't make any sense. Obviously, like I said, he's willing to go to the extreme lengths. How can something so little be slipped by? Do you know what I mean? But it's a show, and it will. And I'm liking that Hawk's got his hair back and it's blue this time.
Mike? Barnes. Plastic silver. I mean, why get your hands dirty when you could pay someone to do it for you?
Oh, what's he saying, mate? Hubby-san.
Boy staying out of trouble?
Honey, Barnes hijacked the limo. He took us to the woods. Johnny and him fought. Now the 2 of them and Chosen are heading over to Silver.
Who's gonna be here?
What?
They're parking in our driveway.
Amanda?
Good, mate. This is gonna be good, this episode.
Servers like first day of computer camp shit. Got it? Yeah. Then we just upload the clip to the YouTube channel. Cobra Kai's out of business for good.
Take care. I'll join you there as soon as I wrap things up here.
Mr. LaRusso! Come with me if you want to live.
I'll see that.
Daniel, get in the car. Kids are
Oh.
But kids? What kind of trouble? Just get in, we'll tell you on the way.
Silver covered his tracks.
Of course he did.
Okay, so what now?
I think there might be some other footage we can use.
You wouldn't have another date and time, would you?
So you're with them now?
You knew what would happen if him and his friends ever stepped into this dojo again.
Mitch, come on. Get your ass over here where you belong.
Oh, penis breath, you little bell end.
Penis breath, how could you?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe because they don't call me penis breath. You know, our dojo doesn't even have a roof. Or like, any chicks. No offense, Sam.
All right, penis, shut up. So we gonna throw down or what?
Oh, mate, why can't we see it?
What are you doing? It's pitch black out. Stingrays see better in the dark.
Come on, Taguchi.
Terry can actually kill him, can't he? Because it's his property, breaking and entering. Oh, ooh, that one's a big gash. Oh, there's a lot of blood there.
We're gonna have to upload and publish via Wi-Fi.
Mate, they've got some sick connections to do it right.
Yo, man, it's just Yasmin and Moon's bitches.
Oh, it's hit him in the chest.
Oh, you look like shit.
Where's the other one?
Outside. Attacking me. On my own turf.
Come on. Take care of this. Finish.
Oh, finish him. I was gonna say, before we just go into that there, I want to know, yeah, is if, well, in the US, it seems that you could defend your property. So if Johnny comes in, Silver can technically kill him. That's legal in, I'm assuming, most states. You see it in films anyway. I'm not too sure how many states. Could be every, could be a few. I don't know. But it seems that if somebody actually comes on and trespasses on your property, that you have free will to defend yourself in any way, shape or form. Now, if obviously Silver leaves this property and he leaves the rest of them senseis who are just guests in his home, can they take him out? Can they kill him? Would that still be okay? Do you know what I mean? That'd be something that I'd like to know, because I actually don't. Now, I don't know if that's Robbie that's getting kicked there, but Kenny actually struck him, didn't he? With the, what did they call it? You know, the silver dagger. That was a good punch, that. He obviously took Hawk out with it one time, and now he's obviously took Robbie out. But this episode has been sick. It's literally like, I've been trying to figure out where to just do a little pause before the action starts. Non-stop action. Just bang, 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 bang. And Devon, she's hardcore now on Cobra Kai's side, didn't she? Well, it seems like it. At first she hated them, then obviously she had no other choice. Well, she was like, I'm not a quitter. Do you know what I mean? If it's been taken over, there's no other dojos going, that my mum's always told me to fight and keep going, and then she's joined them. Now's the chance that she could potentially be #1 girl, isn't it, mate? Literally the best. I don't know what side Tori's coming on. She did say to him that she's not against Cobra Kai, she's just not against what Terry's standing for. Do you know what I mean? So there's a big difference. I don't want to lead the dojo, but I just don't want to fight for something that I don't believe in. You know, you got to respect that. You don't have to be a follower. Do you know what I mean? So that was pretty good. But now I'm interested. There's 20 minutes left. Crazy action, non-stop fighting so far. Don't know how it's going, mate. Looks like Creese died in the first 10 minutes. Looks like he's just died, chosen there. I'm saying that that's not happened, but if it has, RIP to them. Going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Johnny and Daniel are going to stay alive, in my personal opinion. And Mike, man, he put up a fight for like 1 second. I know he got hit on the head and it would knock you out, but he's been knocked out for time. Go on, Dimitri. Go on, lad. It's your chance to knock him out.
Bitch! We got it. Miguel, we got it! Protect the egg!
Protect the egg. Yes.
V, do not let Nichols cloud your judgment. You are the future of this dojo, not her.
Oh, I will be a champion, but I'll get there my way, not yours.
Hey! We're not gonna be able to hold him much longer. There's too many of them! Hey! Guys! 95!
Excited to take things to the next level.
Oh, that's what they've used.
You'll just pay to make me champion again.
I paid him off to make sure Cobra Kai won.
Breaking into my dojo, steal some footage that changes nothing? Think I'm the only one willing to go to these lengths? There are no morals to the story, no happy endings. Life isn't a fairy tale, it's a competitive sport. Right and wrong, there's no such thing. Cobra Kai builds winners because we're willing to do whatever it takes to come out on top.
Extra strength there for him. Oh. Oh, they cut his finger off. Yes. There we go.
I did most of this.
You done all of it, mate.
Chosen. You got your ass kicked, Danny boy. You can either accept that, or I can kick it again.
Go right for the knee or for the crotch.
Rule number 2 of the Quicksilver method. A man can't breathe. He can't fight. A man can't see. He can't fight.
Penis breath, man. He must be absolutely fuming, mate. He left them and now he's like, not got a dojo.
Kenny, listen,
Nah, just not right now, okay?
Kenny will come around.
Listen, Tori, I owe you an apology.
I know. and I probably owe you. But, you know, I'm really not in the mood for all that heartfelt shit, so for now...
And he was a kiss and a hug.
Is this yours? I found it at Miyagi-Do.
It's supposed to be yours, but
I broke up with you before.
you said that you weren't okay. You need some time. I think that just seemed like it was more important. I mean, that's what you do when you love someone, right?
I love you too.
Yeah, I actually want these two to be together. I actually like Robbie and Tori together as well. I think they've done well at separating Robbie from Sam.
Father losing you and Miguel and Robbie, our family. Kicked me into a gear I didn't know I had.
Said the right stuff there, didn't he, Johnny?
Gotta get you to a hospital. Oh, just a fresh wound. Yeah, but your flesh, hey.
His ambulance. Look at his back.
Here's hoping Silver and Creese end up cellmates.
You mean John Creese?
Oh, he's dead.
You didn't hear what happened.
Oh, I'm actually fuming. Please tell me he's escaped. It's part of his plan.
This is melted jello.
Melted jello? Yes, Creese, he's escaped. He's so good, Creese.
You've made mistakes.
Oh, when she got close.
Try and make up for. So keep fighting, but with your heart and soul.
I did it
That was a good episode, really enjoyed it. My question is, yeah, that, okay, he's just broke out of prison, so that is obviously a criminal offence. But if this clear factual evidence has come to light that he was set up and it's not, you know what I mean, like he didn't deserve to be there, what happens with that? Do you know what I mean? So say like if somebody grabs me now, comes in, you know, and frames me for murder, I'm put away. Now I break out, so I escape and run off. And it turns out that while I've obviously done that, because obviously he must have done that at the start of the episode, information comes to light that I was framed. Can they come and arrest me and take me back and then charge me for breaking out of prison instead of being in there for the murder? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's an interesting one because he could get done for assault because he took out like 2 guards and the doctor, didn't he? Beat them up. So he could get some assault charges there. But the fact is, can you really get done for breaking out of prison when you're not supposed to be there in the first place and then evidence comes out that you're actually innocent? That's going to be an interesting one to see. And like, you know, I was just going to ask then, mate, who's going to take Cobra Kai up into next season, into this tournament? I hope that we don't squash this storyline, to be honest. You know, I know it was all Terry's idea of moving and progressing and going forward, and it was never really any intention from Johnny, Daniel, or Chosen, or anyone to actually take Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang into this situation. It was never even Creese's choice either, was it? We've seen in the flashbacks when he was speaking to Terry that it was always him back in the past that wanted to expand the business. You know, Creese just wanted to focus on his student at the time, didn't he? He said it was Johnny. He wanted to focus on him. He wanted to progress him further. He thought that expanding the business was too soon, and do you know what I mean? And maybe they could do that into the future, but that future never came. But now it's come obviously with Terry, and he's obviously invited them here. They've ended up getting in a little feud themselves, and like I said, mate, both dojos have been invited into this tournament. Now Terry's obviously been taken away right at the very end there, and Creese has been obviously like escaped or whatnot. Maybe, like I said, he gets cleared of all charges, / maybe gets a bit done for assaulting these guys. Cobra Kai is still going to be a dojo. Now, who's going to facilitate it and who's going to enter them into this tournament? And like I said, mate, I hope that we do go ahead with the tournament because I feel like it's a great storyline with loads of potential. And I thought this episode was great. By far, 100% the best episode of the season. It takes me back to what I was saying last episode where I much would rather prefer action. I would rather 1 fight in 10 episodes than 10 fights in 1 episode. That could be me. Like, what would you rather have, right? If I could offer you, out of 10 ratings, would you rather have 9 episodes of the season at a 7 out of 10 rating, and then 1 episode at like a 9.5 out of 10? Or would you rather have all of them at like an 8.8, 9? Do you know what I mean? Like, I would rather them all be consistently action-based and fighting than like sporadically little patches everywhere with a big finale at the end. And I'm not complaining at all with the finales. I think every single finale that the show's had over 5 seasons have all been sick. I love them all. By far clear, way ahead of all the other episodes this season. But hopefully, like I said, the possibility of having more dojos and more people and more senseis and more, obviously, cast introduced into next season gives us the possibility of more fighting and more action scenes. And that does excite me. So I cannot wait, hopefully, for season 6. Okay, and that's going to wrap up season 5 of Cobra Kai. Hopefully, guys, enjoyed today's episode, and obviously the first 9 before this one. Now, I've got to jump straight into it because obviously it's fresh in the mind. Actually, it's not fresh in the mind. I don't know why I'm thinking about it, but Miguel and his dad. What's going on with that, mate? I cannot believe he started off the season, episode 1 and 2, with that whole storyline of him going to Mexico, trying to find his dad. You know, we found out a bit of his background, that he's not, you know, like he's been banned from his home country. He's obviously here now. He's got a business running. He's scared of the feds. He thought Johnny and you know, Robert was coming to arrest him. He kind of threatened Miguel. He nearly found out who Carmen was on his phone. He was talking about how he nearly had a family himself, and how obviously they moved in the middle of the night, and then boom, mate, absolutely dropped dead, that storyline. Not one mention. It's like a ghost town, bit of dust in the wind, mate, literally after the second episode. So I've got to say, I'm disappointed in that storyline. I really am. Like, I actually really am. We actually started it last season. Miguel was kind of like going through the phases of trying to find his dad. Obviously, like, he found him and he didn't like him, but like his whole story and like the background that he had good potential, and we absolutely just killed it, chopped it, dead and buried. So I mean, I'm not happy with that one. But the way the season went in terms of the progression of Kenny, I thought was decent. Do you know what I mean? I thought we'd done well with him and Robbie. Robbie was consistently all season against Cobra Kai. He wasn't really part of any dojo until kind of like near the end. He was always trying to support Torre, but obviously like you know, try and deter away from Silver. And the same with Kenny as well. Do you know what I mean? He was telling him that it's bad for him. He knows how Cobra Kai can get a grip of you, how it can give you confidence, but it can teach you the wrong things. You know, it can send you down the wrong path, and it can give you the confidence. You know what I mean? Like, you seen the confidence that Kenny had, mate. He was standing up to everybody. He was no longer a sheep, was he? He become a leader. He become the person that people started to listen to. He was Cobra Kai's main person that he selected, obviously, to fight into the qualifying thing to try and get into the international tournament. And like I said, I like at the end as well how he actually turned his back on Terry. You know, he's obviously built on a bit of loyalty to him, which I actually do like. Do you know what I mean? He was saying to Robbie earlier on in the season when he was speaking that he's not a quitter and he doesn't give up, and I don't think that he will quit. I just think that he's in a point where he's disappointed with the information that has been given to him, the stories, the promises, the way things go. Like, I thought, I actually didn't know what he was going to show on the screen, you know, like Terry had done the right thing and he did erase all of the footage that he beat Stingray up with. I would have been well disappointed if that wasn't erased. It would have been well stupid, you know, he's gone through all that trouble, and the person who's got so much money and willing to go to this extremes is not smart enough to take down a bit of CCTV, but he was, and I like it, and that's what we like to see. But they used something different, mate. They used him actually saying to Torre, yeah, I did fix the tournament, I did do this. It sheds a bad light on Cobra Kai. Do you know, it's going to give them negative press. Like I said, mate, you know, maybe they get kicked out of that tournament because it's they've got no honor. As soon as that come on the screen, you could see everybody, you know, everybody from Cobra Kai, their heads dropped a little bit. They was disappointed. It felt like it was them that had done something wrong. Do you know what I mean? And none of them was involved, but you could see they all felt a little bit embarrassed. They all kind of retracted a little bit. Now, I do like the fight scenes. I've got to be honest, this whole episode was crazy, mate. There was so much action going. I like how Mike come back and stole one of the paintings at the end, you know. They're worth absolute dough. His store got burnt down, but he managed to obviously steal a painting from Terry to be able to cash that in and get a bit of that money back. You know, he come and kind of saved the day with Johnny, but Johnny, he was doing well, mate. He fought those 4 guys, didn't he? One of them got his fingers cut off. I like how they tied it in to last episode. Do you see when he fell on the floor and his baby picture slid out of his pocket, and we were saying, you know, Chosen used, what did he use now? Using an analogy when he's speaking to Sam. He said, look, mate, Terry, he's fighting to defeat his opponent, where obviously we're fighting for our family, our friends, and when you've got something to fight for, you've got more like willpower, you've got more determination. It's showing it here. He looked like he was dead and buried. I used the analogy myself when I was saying, if your life is on the line and you was in a fight, yeah, you would fight way more than it would be just to defeat an opponent. Say like you was fighting them and he was beating you up and he was hurting you, you might say, sack it, right, you can have the win. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually proper wounded, like I'm not going to get up from this. Or if you knew that if they won, your life was gone and gone, you're going to fight until literally you are dead on your feet because you've got something to fight for. And that is what he was doing. He was fighting for his family, he was fighting for his new baby that's coming, and obviously he was fighting for the reputation of Miyagi-Do and Rob and obviously Sam and you know, everybody, mate. I like it. He got up, he had a good scrap, and obviously he won. I thought Chosen might have died, to be honest. He was cut on his back, and he's obviously cut on his side and arm, and he was left bleeding out, but obviously, nope. He's still alive. We'd love to see it. I also thought that Creese had died as well. I was going to be well salty and fuming, not going to lie. You know, at the start of the episode, he was stabbed up. I thought it might have been part of his plan. It was part of his plan, but I thought it might have been part of his plan where he got injured a little bit and then obviously taken away, but it was totally fake. His plan was to actually pretend he died and then obviously escape, and he successfully done it. And he'd done a little bit of sleight of hand by taking that pass out of the therapist thing and obviously swiping it and walking out. Now Terry's been obviously arrested at the end, and obviously he's been took away, and now it leaves Cobra Kai free. Somebody's got to take over, and I'm excited to see who it's going to be. But I thought the season was decent. I feel like next season's got great potential. I like the high action in the final 3 episodes, and I'm glad that with the avenue that we've gone down with, obviously Tori and Sam kind of like reconciling, kind of, you know, they're not kind of like hating each other anymore. We've got obviously Robbie and her kind of uniting as well. They broke up earlier on in the season, but I thought, like, I think they've done really well with Robbie taking away from Sam. Like, I actually really like Robbie and I really like Sam, and I like Miguel, but like, it was always kind of Sam and Miguel, and then obviously it was like Robbie, and then we had all this thing going on, and then Tori's come in. They've done good pairing up. They broke up this season, but you could tell that obviously it's been affecting her throughout the whole period of their breakup, and obviously Sam and Miguel have been affected by the period, and now they're back together. Them two are back together as well. They've dropped the L-bomb. We love to see it. So like I said, I can't wait to see how it goes. If I could pick something to going into next season, I would actually, I don't care if any of them don't win the tournament, to be honest. I just want a lot of action. But I would like Anthony to move kind of up and get better. Now Kenny might realise that he's a bit of an arsehole from learning from Silver, and he might not have his rivalry with Anthony going, but we've got to build some new ones. You know, we've got to build some rivalries, and we've got to introduce new storylines. But I would like him to be elevated a little bit. The extra potential that Devon Lee obviously has to offer us. We was talking about that sensei, maybe the girl with the long hair, the sensei that come in that was teaching him, that was fighting him at the end. You know, she is actually determined to succeed. She wasn't kind of involved in the hardcore stuff that Terry was doing. All she wants to do is make her grandfather's name, the dojo, the fighting, the karate that he taught, a worldwide name, and she has this platform now. That would actually be a good shout. She could be the person that takes over Cobra Kai, because she was never involved in that, you know, the manipulation, the cheating, the fighting in his own house with everybody. Do you know what I mean? It was all Terry that was doing all this crazy stuff, and she was here. She come to America so that she could obviously improve her family name and get it out there to the rest of the world. So that would be an actual good shout, and maybe she does recruit some of the people. And Penis Breath, can't believe that he obviously changed sides and then wounded a mate because he actually lost, and now he's probably got no mates. It's going to be an interesting one as well. So thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.